Hello, hello, hello. So, we are live for the first time ever. First episode of Pappy's Premium Pod. And yeah, so quick background story about this podcast. Basically, I'm a big fan of podcasts. I watch podcasts all the time, all the American ones that everybody knows of. And I thought, being an EU breeder, I thought, why don't we have more podcasts about EU people, EU breeders? And I wasn't seeing many European breeders on podcasts, and I didn't know that many European breeders other than what we find on Instagram through friends and stuff. So I thought, hey, why not start my own podcast? So basically, this is what it is, podcasts for European breeders highlight, I guess. So, yeah, let's not waste any more time. I want to welcome someone I met a few years ago. Um, kind of by accident. It's a funny story. I think we'll talk about that. But definitely someone that has made a mark, in my opinion, recently in the European ball python breeding markets. Um, yeah, long story short, let's welcome Dr. Andy Beier from Saltarin Serpentines. I hope I pronounced that right.
Hey man,
Here
what's up?
we go. Welcome, 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 Dr. Andy.
Yeah, I have to start unfortunately with telling you that your video link is private, so nobody can tune in. So you first have to fix this so that people
Oh,
can actually
you're
watch it.
joking me.
No, I told you already like at least 1 hour before, but you were ignoring me.
No, I was not.
You
Do you
were
know
not.
what? Funny story. I've had a snake here that has been sold to a friend of mine for months, actually, since even before she was born. But he decided today that he wanted to pick it up. So I've been running around like a headless chicken since 5 o'clock. Um, give me 1 second. Let me have. So yeah, you know what it is because I had scheduled it on YouTube, but whenever I selected to go live, it didn't allow me to. It didn't allow me to select that pre-recorded, pre-scheduled video that I had, so it had to create a new one. I'm gonna send you the link, and did you see it?
Yeah. Yeah, I need some time now because I wanted to share it in like some groups and stuff. That's why I asked you already before for it, but um, no,
I
now
want.
give me a couple of minutes and I will share it everywhere.
Yeah, of course. That was definitely my bad. But hey, we live and learn, right?
Yeah, everyone has to start somewhere. But now the
uh,
link also looks better now. I'm pretty sure that it should work now.
yeah, I know I can see it. I have another tab open, and it's just weird watching
Watching
myself on another screen. Yeah,
mm,
especially with the delay. There's a bit of a delay still. Um, I was hoping it would let me. I never really use Instagram or other social media on the computer. And normally, I just use my phone for everything. But hi, how have you been? What's up?
So yeah, so this year was pretty crazy. Already like only regarding my job, but snake-wise was also pretty crazy. Many things happened. So uh, I would say now I'm good. I had 2 weeks of vacation to reload some energy. But
Of
yeah,
course.
this year was regarding the snakes. I would say it was a really good year for me. Like I made good progress. I had some like adventures and dreams come true that I was dreaming about like for many years. Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's
since I
also something I have on my notes to get into.
Mhm. We
That's
can go into that, but like just like shortly now. Um, so yeah, it's a lot of work to do all of that, but when you actually like it and I really love this stuff, then it doesn't feel so much like work. It's
yeah,
actually fun.
yeah. It's like they say, do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah, that might be a quite typical German saying because Germans usually really love to work and in like it's opposite of Spain where they say you you uh, you live to live and not to work, and in Germany it's more or less the opposite. You live to work and not to live.
Yeah,
but yeah, I enjoy this stuff really, and so it's fun.
that's great. It's good to hear. Yeah, so I mean, obviously, I know you specifically, but for anyone that could be watching or will watch in the future, do you want to shortly get into um, who you are, basically, how you got into all of this?
Yeah, so it's quite a long story, but I will try to keep it short. Um, so yeah, I'm Andy from my business name is Saltarin Serpentines, and so I'm actually a biologist. I studied biology because I always like since I'm a child, I always loved all kinds of animals and plants, like everything nature related. Was playing outside all the time, um, looking at even the smallest things that were crawling around there. In school, that was also transferred there, so I loved biology there too, and was pretty good at it. So I started to study it as well at the university. Also did a PhD in that field. And after that, also a postdoc in Czech Republic. And that was the time where where yeah, would say because I went away from all my like social connections and stuff, I went deeper into YouTube, and that's by accident more or less. I found some videos of like Justin and
Oh,
Brian Barczyk, and that's how because before I never knew that something like breeding reptiles or especially breeding ball pythons is a thing, you know, like
yeah,
and I kind of knew that yeah you can keep some of those, but yeah that was like a super new world for me. And so I got really excited when I watched these things, and I knew okay I want at least one of those as a pet. And of course, when you watch Justin's videos, you get excited about the breeding part as well. Um, so, I started very slowly with just one. I loved clown from the beginning, from just their cool appearance. So I got like a male clown ball python as a pet to get started and to see like do I actually like to keep these animals and yeah, how it is.
yeah. Not the typical blue-eyed leucistic story, right?
No, no. I always love like because the head stamp they have for me that looks so cool, even just a normal clown. Uh, I don't know. I already there. I loved cool looking ones. The blue the bells I also love, but they caught my eye first. So that's
Nice.
how I started. I got started in Czech Republic. I bought my first one, and for like I would say a year or so, I kept it just as a pet, and then I decided, okay, I want to buy some more and try to get into breeding. And it was always like a very big adventure because I was living in very east of Czech Republic, and that's pretty far from Germany already. And of course, all the handovers and stuff happens in Hamm. So I went there like I think at least twice per year by train, and that took like 13 hours or so overnight. So I was sitting on the train and stuff. So it was always a big adventure, but all just for the hobby, yeah. Because I was so excited, I would have done anything, yeah, to do this. So I started like in a small apartment there, and I was living very closely in a small room together with my first snakes and some rodents. Because the first guy I bought the clown from told me, oh, he only eats live, and then I was like, oh damn, now I have to get some live feeders. I didn't want it, but so then I even got into like rodent breeding. And yeah, and that's how it all started. Since then, I'm watching all the YouTube videos and trying to get in contact with like other breeders. And after my postdoc in Czech Republic finished, I moved back to Germany, and then was also around the time when Corona was going on.
Yeah.
So that made everything even more difficult. But and that move from Czech Republic with the snakes and stuff was also not so easy. But luckily that went well too. So and since then, every year I try to improve a bit. Yeah, my first season was just like 2 or 3 clutches, and since then, every year a little bit more. And yeah, fast forward, now I'm here, connected with even some of my of the US breeders I was always a fan of. Now,
And again, because also I think, you know, within EU, we don't have as much exposure online
mhm,
as they do in the States, you know, and that's kind of also the reason behind this podcast, is to try and
yes,
bring more people to the light, to try and change this a little bit more. But yeah, that was a cool cool story. Um, I have something written down here also that I wanted to get into, and it's kind of related to your background.
mhm,
Obviously, Dr. Andy Beier from Germany, but you also have an Hispanic background, if I'm
mhm.
not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah.
um,
My dad is Cuban, so I'm also half Cuban. That's where this Saltarin is coming from. Yeah.
okay.
Uh, so that's I don't have some, I don't know, Müller Serpentines or yeah, some other typical German name. I just, this is more or less my uh, fun Spanish or Cuban nickname. Yeah, that's why I put it in my brand name.
Okay, so that an actual family name, or is that just like a nickname you had as a
No, it
kid?
was just made up because when I was a PhD student, I had many like Spanish and Latino friends, and I can't really remember how we made that up. But some day we just made up this name, and we all liked it, and it was kind of funny, and so it sticks. And it was always Andy Saltarin. That's why on Facebook I'm also Andy Saltarin. Um, and
Does that have a meaning? Because I know a little bit of Spanish, but I don't recognize that word.
yeah, it was more like it was meant to. It's not used that much for that meaning, but it was meant for like the dancing, because at that time I was a lot into like also Latin dancing and stuff. So that's it's more commonly used for jumping, but it
I see that now.
can also mean like dancing. So and then I thought like like dancing and serpentines is also like a not so often used word for like snakes.
Yeah, yeah.
So dancing snakes more or less translated. Yes, I thought it was like a like a fun fitting name to me.
Yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense now. And now I see it. Now that you mentioned jump, because I know salta,
Mhm.
that's the word for jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, very cool. Nice. So earlier you spoke about about this past year, 2025, how good it was, and you accomplished one of your dreams, and obviously being into ball pythons and breeding as well, it's kind of one of my dreams too, and I
Mhm.
got kind of lived that through your eyes a little bit, and I was very happy for you. I was very jealous, but I was very happy for you as well. Which was your trip to the States? Do you want to talk a little bit about how did that come about? Was it pre-organized? Was it kind of a last minute kind of thing? Had you been planning it for a while?
So it was, as I said, it was already a dream for like a longer time that I go there, because you always see like the US breeders, as you said, you see all the time on YouTube. Some I have actually met already before in Europe, but then every year when you see also videos about Tinley, you are like, oh man, someday I need to go there because it's like they're all the great people and the best animals you can find on the planet. So I knew already for long some day some year I want to do it. So
I think you have to, right?
I mean maybe it's not a must, but if you want to be one of like the, I don't know, more successful people, so to say, then you kind of have to go there
So
sometime.
I
Yeah.
don't even mean it from that point of view, like for you trying to make it or be big or something, just as in an experience,
Mm.
because obviously in Europe we have the Hamm Show, which is quite big, but it also can be a bit overwhelming and a bit of a mess. Um, but to see how it works on the other side, I mean, I guess it depends what kind of thing you're into. Because if you're like me, I obviously podcasts and YouTube videos and Instagram, and I follow a lot of the American breeders, and I see the shows they go to and everything else, especially obviously Tinley that you went to, and it's what everyone talks about is the biggest show. I feel like it's kind of a must do, a trip over there to see how it works. But again, it kind of depends on the person. That's the way I see it. But
Yeah,
very good.
yeah, I definitely wanted to see like the animals in person, and also the mix. Yeah, meet all the cool breeders there, and
Mhm.
also of course see like all the high quality um, ball pythons they have there in person. Yeah, it's because it's always different to see them in person and not see them just on video. Yeah.
Because it's oh, I'm freezing a little bit. I wonder if the Wi-Fi
Mm.
is going. Yeah, because and then again, it's not just the snakes, right? Because I think when you get into this, you start to love other animals as well, other species, and to
That's true.
see everything
Mhm.
that they have over there. It's
Yeah.
crazy, right?
But I have to say, like Tinley is not the best show for seeing a big variety of species. I was also expecting like some maybe high-end colubrids and stuff, but this show is very focused on ball pythons. So if you were looking, I mean, like some cheap colubrids and stuff, you could see there as well, but nothing that is really like, wow, you cannot see that in the EU. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's more or less a show to see
or ball
the
python.
best of ball pythons. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm becoming a fan of the Bob Fu show, SERE.
Mm.
I'm seeing a lot about that and how it's growing and the way that people talk about it. And
Yeah.
I'm becoming a fan of it. And so I'm thinking, yeah, if I ever go to the States, Chicago, Atlanta, I don't know. It looks
Yeah.
very good over there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. If that reaches a level where all the best breeders go to as well, then I would say I would go there next if when I go to the US next time. Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's a bit different than, again, a very good show apparently. And if you can
yeah.
meet like all the good breeders there
And
too,
you
then
do have, yeah, you do have, because I'm seeing like he managed to get, Justin, for example, out of out of the
Mhm,
north, right? Because normally he only vents those northern shows, and he got
mhm.
him down there.
No,
Um,
actually, I'm not sure now where exactly it's located, but I was thinking that show is close to Bob's place, and both Bob and Justin live in Georgia. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it is. And but I think from what I heard, Justin normally just vents the
mm,
northern shows like
only
NARBC and Tinley, which is north as far as I know. He's from the south, but he doesn't really vent the southern shows. That's
mm,
that's that's what I understood, but I could be wrong.
yeah, as far as I know, he only goes maybe even just once per year to the October Tinley show, and
Yeah,
nothing else.
exactly. Yeah. Very good. So, yeah, we spoke a little bit about the Ham show, and I think this last one in December was specifically special for you. Um, do you wanna get into that a little bit?
Yeah, I would say the only like very special thing is that was my highest number of sold animals. Yeah, so
Yeah.
what is, of course, when you are taking it seriously, you want to have like good conversion. Yeah, so it's, of course, and it's motivating. Yeah, if you produce animals, and even if you enjoy it and love it and stuff, but nobody wants to buy your animals, it's quite demotivating, right?
Motivating. Exactly. Yeah.
But you see it's working out, and people are buying your animals, and you have your different sale channels that are working for different levels of animals. Then yeah, so that keeps you going, you know.
Hmm.
So I was very happy about that. Yeah, to see that working.
Yeah, that's very nice. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it there this year. Yeah, because obviously family and stuff, and there's a lot going on. Obviously, I've got 3 kids, so there's always something going on. Let's just put it
Mm,
that way. So I wasn't able to make it this year, but I really want to go next year. Maybe not just Ham, because I've already been there. Maybe try a different one, like Houghton or something. I don't know if we're gonna have Nijmegen next year. Well, this year because we didn't have it last year. I don't know the whole thing over there.
yeah,
I actually heard today that next year is gonna be the last year for Houghton because of some legislations that have changed in the Netherlands. Now, obviously, I only heard this today. I haven't fact checked it, so I don't know
mm,
how true it is. But I heard they're going through some changes over there in the way they're allowed to keep exotic pets and stuff like that. So we
okay.
need to keep an eye on that, see how it turns out. But yeah, I obviously the last time I was at Ham was 2024, which is also my first time there. And yeah, the way that we met, I just want to put this out there because it's a funny story. I had pre-purchased obviously all my animals here, and I was going to collect them there at Ham. And so me and two more guys from here, from Portugal, we got in a car, we drove up, and we stayed in some Airbnb thing close to Ham the night before. And as you do, I was sitting there on Morph Market at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was going through the auctions.
Mm,
And funny enough, I found one of your animals in auction, and it was early on in the auction stage, and I said, let me just try it. I put a bid on it, uh, forgot all about it. Obviously, a couple minutes later or a couple hours later, I get a notification. It's like, boom, you've won. I was like, wait, what? I wasn't really expecting to win it. And it was Black Pastel, Head Clown, and she was post head hypo, was female. She ended up proving. I shed tested her. She ended up proving, so I was very happy about that. And but yeah, that's kind of how we met through the handover over there. And then obviously you've got your own community on Instagram, your own group chats, which I got added to from purchasing one of your animals, and it's quite fun over there. The talking with the guys, I got to meet other people, got to talk to other guys, which has been great too. Um, but yeah, well, how do you normally do auctions on Morph Market? How do you see that whole side of things? So I don't want to really get into prices, but
Yeah.
let's just say that the animal I got from you should have been sold for a bit more than what I actually paid
Mm.
for it. So
Yeah. So there should be a balance for those. I would say it's a good thing that it exists, but it's not good if someone is like auctioning all his animals. Yeah, I see some people if they have animals sitting for just a month or so, and they're not selling, then they're already like whatever, just auction it, and that's I don't that gives a bad impression, I think. Then for at least for that particular seller, yeah, because then people will see, okay, he's auctioning all his animals, so why should I ever pay the full price he's asking at the beginning? Yeah,
yeah,
so that's
exactly.
if you do it too much, it's not good. For because when you start breeding with this and nobody knows you, it's the hardest to sell the animals. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I think for like people who, at the beginning, it's a good tool because then they won't have connection to wholesale sellers, and they don't have a name so that people actually come to them and ask them for animals and stuff. So they will have a harder time. For them, the auctions are good to get started. Yeah, to at least sell some animals and stuff. So for me, I'm not using it that much. Only like when I have an animal that I think, okay, the interest in that one is not that big.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
um,
You put it
and
on auction.
like I would like to sell it, and as long as the price is in a range where I say, okay, I can live with that, then it's fine. Yeah, but I definitely don't use it every month. Maybe I don't know, every 3 months or so now.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I do see it. Obviously, when I get on the Morph Market, I always check the auctions, just
Mhm.
force of habit, I guess. And it's always I don't want to say always the same, but it's very common to see the same people trying to auction animals. And let's just say you're not there very often. I don't
Mm.
see your name over there that often.
Yeah, and what I
But
what I hear from the States is actually when people there put their animals on auction, sometimes they sell for higher prices than they have listed them. But in Europe, I don't think that is ever happening. Yeah,
never
when
thought
you
about that.
an
Yeah.
auction animal, you can sometimes you can be happy if anyone is putting one bid on there, and then that's it. And
Mhm.
then often the animal will sell for that.
Yeah,
Um,
and I've seen a few animals go on auction, disappear, come back on auction again, disappear, and then they're on auction again. And it's just like, But anyway, um, another topic I wanted to get into was what is it like for you as a breeder in Germany? Because I know that Germany is a bit funny with their also laws and regulations. What's the situation over there?
Yeah, so if you come from the outside and you have to decide to which and you have to learn the language of the country anyways, I wouldn't recommend to pick Germany because there are also other countries, especially like Western European countries, where also the laws are pretty strict. But yeah, Germany is one of the uh, countries where the legislation makes it difficult to be a breeder. Yeah. I mean, you can be one, but you need a lot of like you need to make like a certification that costs 600 euros, where you have to learn like all the stuff that the state thinks is correct about keeping
Mhm.
them.
Okay.
Um, and then, of course, once you registered, then some vets will come to check your place, and they can make up their own rules, you know. So
Oh.
so it's very mixed. Yeah, so there's no real official rule for that. Yeah, so one in every city it can be different. Yeah, so in one city it can be that the guy doesn't care at all, and he says, you can just fill up your room with rags, give me a coffee, and it will be fine. And in the next city it can be that he says, for me, ball pythons are semi-aquatic, so the terrarium needs to be semi-water, half of water, and it needs to be like, I don't know, whatever, hanging mat in there, and needs to be 4 meters high. And when he says that, you have to do it. Yeah, you don't have any power to go against it, and if you don't follow his words, he has the power to take away your animals.
Oh, they can actually take the animals away.
Yeah, you will always get like a period of 1 to 3 months to fulfill the requirements.
Yeah.
Once, but if that's over and you still don't meet the requirements, they have the power to take them away.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
Very random. He can make up any rule he wants. So that is, I would say, the most annoying part. Yeah, that you have to listen. You have to listen to people who know less about the animals than you.
Yeah, exactly. I know the feeling. Yeah. I mean, thankfully here it's not that strict, to be honest. In Portugal, they're more concerned about, CITES documentation, and as long as you pay for your animals documentation, I mean, they kind of leave you alone. But there's also a problem because the company that manages this kind of stuff, they're a government entity, so it's very slow. It works very slow. I mean, I had animals I had registered in 2023 that I still haven't heard back about. I mean, it's it's just it's just one of those things. And even for an animal that you do get a response, if you do get a response, is for animals that you can pay like twice as much. It's like an urgency fee. Yeah, so I think each document is like 30 euros, but if you pay like the urgency fee, which is 30 euros, you get a response like within 1 or 2 weeks. So that's the situation here. But I don't think there's been any kind of inspection kind of thing. They don't, obviously we need to microchip our animals. That's the only thing. They need to have a microchip or some kind of marker. Like I think some people have like a tattoo kind of thing, but I normally do microchips. But yeah, it's just because it's a government thing. It's just so slow, and there's all the bureaucracy behind it, and yeah, it's a bit of a situation. Very good, but yeah, obviously we've left 2025. We're now in 2026. I want to get into 2025, how it was for you specifically. I know obviously you had your trip, and you sold the biggest number of animals that you've sold before at the Hamm Show. But I want to kind of talk to you or ask you what you think your highlight was of 2025. And it doesn't have to be snake related. It could be personal achievement or something like that.
No, it's definitely snake related, because there except from work on snakes, that's all my life consists of at the moment. So definitely the highlight was the US trip. Yeah. And if I have to say like a more precise highlight there, then probably that I could visit Justin's facility. Yeah, because that's what I was since my start. When I watched Justin's videos, I was like, damn, I want to meet this guy. And I never expected that I could ever visit his facility in my life. But there I was, and it was like, yeah, it actually wasn't that much time I could spend there, but it was still like
I can
so.
imagine what it's like to
So
see those gates open. You
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah,
with the
exactly.
Canova logo on it, and it's just very
Exactly. Yeah,
good.
it was unreal. Yeah. Wow. Now I'm at this famous facility. Yeah, just
Yeah,
amazing.
that's awesome.
That was definitely the highlight.
Shout out to Stephen and Courtney, and I think they were in the comments. They were in the comments earlier.
Yep. The
Hey,
hate
friends.
was
I
up there.
don't know if they're still here, but yeah, big shout out. Very good. Okay, so what about 2026? I mean, what are your plans? What are your biggest goals for 2026? Anything exciting, such as a Tinley trip coming up, or
No, I think this year I would like to focus on connecting more like the European breeders and maybe visit some good breeders here too, like Austrian reptiles, or maybe and yeah, him I would like to visit for sure.
Mhm.
And also like Devon built a new facility in Czech Republic. I would like to visit that one too. So this year will be more Europe focused, I would say.
Yeah.
Mm, and also like if I can, then I will support you also with this podcast, because that's a very good thing. I mean, European breeders are pretty much ignored kind of in the
Oh,
podcast scene. So let's change that this year. But what else? Mm-mm-mm.
what about snake wise? Any pairings that you're really excited for? Any babies that you're really excited to hatch this year?
I mean, I now I finally reached a state where I hatch or potentially can hatch stuff that is either very rare in the world or maybe even the first one to hatch. Yeah, um, like genetically exciting is, I would say, pairings where I can make like double visual hypoclones that will be het sunset.
Nice.
Also like this last year I didn't hit that many double visual hypoclowns. Yeah, but two very nice holdbacks that I already posted on
Yeah,
Instagram.
you had some crazy stuff there with Stranger.
Yeah, and like GHI spot nose and chocolate and all these nice genes. So I
Mm,
definitely want to produce more of such nice double visuals this year. And I have some pairings going for like Mandarin hypoclones that I think the future for that will be pretty big too, especially the super form, but just with hypoclone and there one copy of Mandarin should also be pretty nice already. And of course, now I'm getting more and more into puzzle as well. So we'll make some building blocks for like the next years. Yes, so there I won't hatch anything like super crazy, but yeah, some DG
building
puzzles
blocks.
that will be the foundation for, yeah, let's say like 3-4 years ahead. Yeah, to
Yeah.
make some cool combo puzzles. Yeah, because I was looking in Europe and also US to find some like combo puzzles, head DG or something like that, but they're, except for pastel and orange stream, there's nothing available even in the US. Yeah, so that means this is super untapped, and now I can make stuff that no one else in the world
So
already
you're
has.
you're
That's pretty.
taking puzzle into the DG direction, right? Where
Yes,
almost everybody else is focusing on hypo puzzles, you're gonna go DG. Yeah.
exactly. That's I would say is one of my characteristics. I try to not swim too much into the mainstream. I try
Mhm.
to find my own creative way, what I would also
Yeah, yeah,
um,
of course.
tell everyone to do. But yeah, that's my way. Hypoclown is kind of ignored, not super ignored, but not super mainstream, and also DG puzzle. So
Yeah, because people jumped on the the DG clown
Mhm.
sort of hype, and it
Yep.
kind of just took off. And yeah, I find that also, the hypo clown stuff was kind of ignored a little bit, and it
Mhm.
yeah, we should see a lot more of it. Let's
Yep.
just put it that way.
It's actually
Um,
it's actually still ignored. Now people just use it to make hypo DG clowns because that's also again the hype.
yeah, yeah,
But
triple
I,
visuals.
I will stick to my plan to just make the most amazing hypo clowns in the world, and
Mhm.
people will, at some point, they will realize, damn, these things are super beautiful. And then
Yeah,
what do you need it?
you're on the right track for sure. The stuff I've seen from you this year was like, wow.
Mhm.
Very, very, very good. Yeah, yesterday, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, Canova released a video, and they Summer asked Justin and Chase what they think that the big gene will be next year.
Mhm.
Justin said paint, and Chase said puzzle. So, I
Mhm.
think puzzle was the gene of 2025. Uh,
Yeah, I
and
think so too. Mhm. Even though
there's
it's
still
very
some
untapped.
people saying, yeah, it's very untapped, and some people are still saying it's the new clown, right? Do you think that's the case, or you don't is
I would,
anything ever gonna get close to clown? I don't think so. I don't think puzzle will be as good as clown, or as close to
mm,
what clown has done. But
yeah, I also don't think so, because it's harder to work actually, because with clown you can put almost every gene in there, and almost everything looks good. Yeah, so that's and everything looks, you can go into so many
except
different
pastel.
directions. I'm also kind of biased because I love clown already since the beginning.
Yeah, it was your first snake, right?
Yeah. But it, unless there, I don't think puzzle will dethrone. I mean, value wise, if you have like a stacked hypo puzzle now, that will sell for more than a stacked hypo clown or DG clown. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's just because it's still rarer. But I think clown will always be like, or at least as long as no other recessive that has some characteristics of clown, yeah, that it works with everything, looks cool. I don't know, yeah, these characteristics, but it's new, it's somehow different. That could be something that dethrones clown. But as long as nothing like that exists, and I wouldn't say puzzle is like that, um,
Yeah.
it
So
will be more loved.
yeah. So if I asked you, what's a gene that you think should be on everything, would that be your
Mm.
answer? Would that be clown?
Uh, well, for clown that fits pretty good, but of course, like for example, puzzle clown is boring, at least for now. Pastel
Yep.
clown is also pretty bad. That's why there's also so much pastel hate. Mm, so that's a good question. I mean, clowns, of course, should be a good answer to that. But I've seen, for example, now Lace is also doing a lot of nice stuff.
Yeah. The
I
real
haven't seen
lace, not the fake stuff.
the real, not the fake ones that was sold like 3 years ago. Um,
You got
so
a very good one this year.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was also like a price of the Canova visit.
I got a sneak peek into that one.
Yeah, I will post that soon as well. So yeah, man. Hypo, of course, is also like a gene you can put into almost everything, and unless you don't like this ghostly hue it
Ghost
brings and stuff,
appearance. Yeah.
because some people don't like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but generally, hypo makes almost everything better. Yeah. So
That's my thing, to be honest.
mhm,
My answer will be hypo. Yeah. At least recessive wise, obviously. I don't think I've seen a combo with hypo that I didn't like.
mhm,
Um, and obviously, it's what I work. I work with mostly ultramale hypo, or clown and hypo, clown and ultramale. So those are the three that I'm mainly focusing on right now.
mhm.
Um, if I was to ask you for an incomplete dominant, what would your favorites be? What's your favorite?
Ah. Um, that's a tough choice. It could also be. I would say it's one of the three. It's either lace, mandarin, or black pastel. Actually, black pastel.
I like that
Black,
answer.
black pastel. I would say for now, because I haven't seen too much with lace still, and mandarin is also undeveloped. So I would say for now, for all the established incomplete dominance, black pastel is my favorite, but it needs to be a nice one and also worked nicely, because especially for me, when I work a lot with hypo, when the quality is good, black pastel brings in so much orange just by itself,
Just on
plus
its own.
plus darkness and nice patterns. So I don't know. Actually, I don't know any other gene that does all of that.
Yeah, I did an exercise, I think, at the start of last year or maybe the end of the year before, what I wrote down, if I could hatch a snake, like a dream snake, what would it be? And I had like five or six options, and black pastel was in every single one. That's when I didn't even realize that black pastel was my favorite incomplete dominant. But when I wrote that list, I was like, oh man, look at that. Yeah, very good. I was gonna say, if you could pick, D. I think I was freezing there. But yeah, if you could pick an incomplete dominant to be the incomplete dominant of the year, what do you think is gonna, like? Obviously, you already said black pastel is your favorite, and you like lace and mandarin. But if you could pick one that would be the world's top gene in 2026, what do you think that would be?
Incomplete dominant.
Yeah.
You mean, do you mean like my favorite, or what will be most influential, or
Yeah. What do you think will be? It could be your favorite, but what do you think it will explode next year? If someone was starting today, breeding ball pythons, says, what gene should I buy?
Yeah, I think the explode thing is already over with lace. That was it's still like loved and stuff, but so I think for mandarin it's still too early, because many people are still like not really convinced. We need to see like crazy super mandarin hypo combos.
I think mandarin is the same problem with lace, and it's the fake stuff. People got scared of it. People don't trust the gene anymore, and yeah, because I mean, until today, there's still some stuff out there that you look at and you're like, is that lace? Is that mandarin? I'm not really sure, but if you look at stuff like the quality stuff from the founders of the genes and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, I've no doubt that's mandarin. I could buy it from Morph Market without even messaging the person,
Wow. Yeah, incomplete dominant is very hard to say now, man. Senna
we have
writing paint, but that's not an dominant. That's cheating.
He's just copying Justin from Kinova. That's what
exactly.
But I'm gonna be honest, that's also my choice. If I could buy a snake tomorrow, it would be something paint related. I definitely really, really want to get into that. But other stuff I want to get.
If I could buy anything I want, then it would be Tornado. But that is
good one.
That is like I think a visual is like at least 50K or something like that, or even more. So
yeah, we should see some double visual stuff this year.
I'm excited. Like probably Justin will hit like a Tornado Clown. I'm not sure what else he has mixed, but Tornado Clown for sure.
Let's see. I think he said, was it Tornado DG maybe that he mentioned? I can't remember now for sure. I know he said Monsoon Exantic DG. He's gonna will probably be created next year.
Like when it comes to recessives, I think it will be a monsoon year. Not that I love that project so much, but
Tornado will
but now it's the time that it's already put in like triple recessives, and so also as in just in videos he mentioned, yeah, that this year there will be some eccentric DG monsoons. Those should look pretty sick. And if you put clown into that too, it will be very sick looking clown. So yeah, I cannot give you a good answer for
Let's just stick with black pastel then.
yeah.
It should be on everything. It's in their
Yeah, but
face.
be careful not to pair two together, not to get the black snake.
Yeah. I mean, oh, I can't remember now who it was, but I heard someone talk about that, and they said that they have paired black pastel to black pastel, and they've never had one problem with the snakes that came out. So
Yeah, I know.
it's the same as you hear still people breathing spiders, and they say that they don't get the wobble and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
it's one of those things that
yeah,
we
I
don't
wouldn't.
know enough about, I think.
Yeah. So I think the let's say the trend is that you avoid unethical breedings, and super black
Yeah,
pastel is one of the unethical breedings.
considered. Yeah, exactly. Very good. Is there anything that you? Oh no, I meant to ask you as well. Obviously, we spoke about 2026 goals, snake wise. Do you have any goals in your own personal life? Something not related to snakes, maybe?
As I said, at the moment, I'm super serious about this. So there's nothing else going on except for snakes in my private life. So not really.
Very okay. Oh, we have some more comments here. Let's see. The super black Vassal. Yeah, that's what we said. There's some people out there, and they are there. It's like spiders. They're still out there. Some with wobbles, some without.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited about Tornado. Like if I can ever get my hands on even a het male for
Mhm.
for a price where I don't have to sell a kidney, then I will definitely get it.
Right now, it's not possible.
Not now, but maybe like in a few years.
Yeah, I heard kidneys on the black market are sold for like 30K, so it's not that much.
Mm.
But oh yeah, another thing I wanted to ask you was, what do you think about this whole Cosmos Bambino stuff? Are you interested in any of those?
So I think you have to kind of have to decide for one. It doesn't really make sense to get into two of them unless you are so big breeder that it's just like peanuts for you.
Yeah, investment wise, yeah, definitely.
So I actually at least the stuff I see from Ralph, yeah, the Cosmos clowns he has, they are super crazy, right? So like my favorite was I think was also pretty probably with white flames, with what Cosmos white flame black pastel clown or so. So it had like this crazy Cosmos pattern plus like the nice orange from black pastel. See it again, black pastel.
Yeah, Pakistan the orange, yep.
So that one was super crazy. So I would love to have such an animal, but I will definitely wait until the most of the hype again is kind of washed away. Yeah, I'm not the guy who spends 50K to get one crazy looking snake.
Yeah.
I
Not
will
yet, anyway.
not yet. Maybe in 10 years, who knows? But
Yeah.
not now. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I think from Bambino, I haven't seen that much. It's not that developed yet. Maybe it's even almost the same. Yeah. I haven't seen a Bambino clown yet. Yeah, that's a good question. We can talk about that.
RGA in the EU.
So yeah, so definitely cool genes. Once the price is okay, depending on your budget, you have to wait less or more. Yeah, but it's definitely cool stuff to work with.
For sure. And this question about RGI in the EU, it's not. It has a different name. Regen or something.
Reptile, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Something like Reptile.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, it would be cool, especially if they do the panel test stuff, because I think it's something that we're missing here. I don't think Pro Harper has any of that.
No.
Rep Gen. This was what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rep Gen. So it would be nice, but again, I mean, we still don't know anything about it.
I wouldn't say anything.
They announced it, but there's still more info to come, right?
I mean, the most important things we know. Yeah, I know that Teresa is doing the tests. Yeah, so she got like all the samples from RGI. It's a collaboration between those two. So Teresa will do the test. You can already send your chats to her, and she will perform the test. And the test will be done in probably less than a week. What is like big improvement in speed for Europe. It can take several months until you get the result.
Especially for me this year, I got it right in August, during the holidays period, so it took even longer. And yeah, let's not get into that.
Yeah,
and all of them came back negative. Also, by the way, the worst. I think I tested. I think I sent like 4 or 5 tests. Every single one came back negative. I'm like, come on. One of the Ultramel boys I bought was pus, head, hypo, and bite. So I tested for both. Not one. Not one, man. I was destroyed this year. But anyway.
Yeah, and they have some other genes also to be able to test. Yeah, for example, TSK exantic, you cannot test with ProHerper. So if you're working with that, you could test it there.
Yeah, that's also the most interesting thing, is the different genes that can be tested.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, Pro Harbor has done a great job, and he is keeping up with the biggest demand. But yeah, in my opinion, I think it's nice to have options. It should also help pricing quite a bit. So I'm excited. I'm curious. I can't wait to know more about it. Maybe we can get Devin and Teresa here on this podcast one day to talk about it. I mean, it's already in the works. It's already in the works. So hopefully we'll get them.
Yeah, it's always good for like that there is for something that there is more than one company doing it. Yeah, because otherwise the one company can do whatever it wants. Yeah, regarding prices and also like how it works. And if there's competition, then the businesses have to work more or like be better. Yeah, to be competitive.
We've got Albert saying here that another lab is working on developing tests in the EU.
Yeah, Labuclean, he said, but I haven't heard anything about that and like what kind of tests they will be offering and pricing and stuff. So unless I hear about that, we will ignore it.
Yeah, well, rumors, but anyway, listen, we've reached the 1 hour mark. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I know I said I wanted to keep this not too long, but we know how it goes sometimes when we get talking about snakes and stuff. I mean, time just flies, right?
Yeah,
especially for someone like me. Again, another reason behind this podcast is because in my friend circle and my family, I don't really have anyone to talk about snakes with. So, this is another outlet for me to get it all out, because we need to talk as humans. We need to socialize. We're not like ball pythons. We breed ball pythons, but we shouldn't act like them, right?
Yeah, for sure. We are very different.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, but we can do some like part 2 at some point when you talk to like other breeders. Yeah, because probably with most 1 hour won't be enough. So you can make like second round with like at least some
Yeah.
of them.
So, like I said, this is still all very new. I am pretty much an amateur. I'm not a social media person at all, and yeah, it's like I said. I was missing something, and it wasn't there by anybody else. So I thought, I love talking to people. I'm pretty sure I can leave my kids for an hour
Mm.
once a week, and take this opportunity to just talk to people, meet other people. Speaking of, we've come to the end of this podcast, and I mentioned this to you before. One thing that I want to have, like a segment on the podcast, is that you get to nominate someone to come on to the podcast next.
Mm.
So right now I'm gonna ask you to nominate another breeder that should definitely come on the podcast and talk.
Mm. So I think it's good also in general for the podcast to have like a mix of like a newer generation of breeders and the older generation of breeders. And I would say my favorite breeder of the older generation in Europe is Willy from Austrian Reptiles. So I would love to see him on this podcast. So that's why I nominate him.
Okay, so there we go. Austrian Reptiles. Billy, you said, right? Yeah, that's his name.
Willy. Like his name is like Wilhelm, very German name.
Yeah.
But we shorten it to Willy.
Very good. Well, there we go. We should clip this and send it to him that he has been officially nominated. Let's hope he agrees. To join here would be. I don't know him personally, so it would be cool. And like you said, to have this mixture of older generation of breeders, a new generation of breeders. So I mean, you could be considered older generation already, right?
And I wouldn't say middle. Like older, I would say to do that at least for like 15 to 20 years.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not there yet. And
how many seasons have you had?
Seasons, I'm not sure, but this is my eighth year.
Yes, so you're definitely an OG.
6 seasons or something like that.
Very good.
So I'm not super new, but also not, I wouldn't say old generation. I'm like in the middle.
Yeah. Very good. Well, hey, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for being the first guest on Pappy's Premium Pod. Hopefully we can stick this out and run it for 52 weeks this year. Okay, maybe 51. We'll give it some margin for a missing guest
and also like holiday season
or something.
Yeah. So, yeah, but it'd be very cool if we can do like a whole year of many European breeder podcasts. That it would be awesome.
I would be happy. It would be such a goal for me. It would be amazing. But yeah, again, thank you very much. Congratulations on your records.
Thank you.
Your dream come true of going to Tinley and visiting Justin's facility. I wish you a great 2026. Hope the odds gods are with you, that you hit all your targets, and that you break another record in March and in December. Just keep knocking them out the park. I know it's hard because when the clutches are born and stuff, but anyway, one can dream.
Let's keep dreaming.
Yeah,
okay,
Andy.
Thanks for inviting me.
Of course, man. Of course. Thank you so much. And again, you helped this come true. I mentioned this idea to you one day in one of the chats, and it was like, you were like, "Yeah, you should do it." And I was like, "Really?"
Yeah. And if you need some help, support with that to keep it going, then let me know. I really want to make this happen.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Thank you so much, and thanks to the guys on the chat. If you stuck around, or anyone that commented, appreciate it. I thought we would have maybe one person watching live, but we had a few. Thank you so much to everyone, and yeah, that's us. That's us. My YouTube videos, I usually have an outro, so I guess I'll stick to it here. But thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram, Pappy Streamer Python, Saltarin Serpentines. Andy also has a YouTube channel. Yeah, subscribe, follow, like, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Pappy out.